Robots Radio presents.
Rated M for mature.
How fucking professional is that?
It's so professional just to stare at our gracious host here, Jameson, right in the face as our intro plays. And then we just move right on. How long do you think it's going to take for us to not mention this?
Never.
Yeah,
Never.
probably never. Yeah.
Never. I mean, we can continuously mention how beautiful my face is to look at as well, too. That's something we never need to stop talking about it. I mean, do you see this right now? Like,
I know.
it's looking clean.
The beard and everything.
I know.
How do you keep it so well managed? Who gets you beard things?
Loot Crate does.
Fuck you.
No, I have Maestro. I'm using Maestro right now.
There you go.
Yeah, you got me some stuff, and
that's where I was going with it.
I
to
like
be honest.
I like some of it, but the yellow stuff is still a little weird for me. It smells.
Yeah, it's butter. Yeah, it's the butter. That was a hit or miss.
It's okay. It's the thought.
I went for it. Yeah.
You're listening to the Download alternative gaming news. I gotta change that like in all of our outlines. Yeah, we're here and we're cool.
And we're doing a recap, the first one, hopefully of many more.
Yeah, first summer recap. We have sponsorships. You can listen to a regular episode if you want to hear us talk about those. We're only here for the recaps today.
Let's do it.
Before we start the recaps, we do just want to highlight that normal monthly recaps will go a little bit more in depth. Obviously, with the summer recap, we have 11 episodes to cover, so there's a whole lot of stuff. But with our new fancy dancy website, all of our show notes are posted on there. So anytime we talk about something, anytime there's a new episode that comes out, if you want to go research more or see where we pulled some of this information from, you can go there. You can look. You can see. It even has tags. So if we talk about like Dr. Disrespect, you can go in there. You could search Dr. Disrespect, and it will pull up all the different show notes where we talked about Dr. Disrespect. So great things like that. Now, we had a lot of stuff happen this summer. A lot of stuff.
Yeah. Actually, we did. Too much. Like too many game conferences.
Way too many game conferences. Like,
oh my god.
I'm looking at the list, and I think we probably had 3 state of plays. We definitely had 2 or 3 Xbox conferences.
How many Night City?
We had 2 Night Cities. We have a second Ubisoft Forward tomorrow. So, yeah. We had Gamescom. We had Nintendo Direct. We had a couple Nintendo Direct minis. Like,
yeah,
just too much stuff.
Yeah, I liked E3, and I'm obviously sad that it's gone and sad that E3 wasn't E3 anymore, but this is just way too much.
Especially since we saw nothing. Like the majority of these, they show us a trailer for a game that's just starting development, or they show us a trailer for a game that's maybe coming out next year, but they show us nothing concrete. I hate this shift in conferences. The last couple years, it's just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse to now where it's like gameplay is like something special and unheard of, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know why PlayStation had so many events and all we wanted to know was PS5, and it didn't even, it took away from the whole release of it because we got a small tidbit here and a small tidbit there and a small one here, and it was just not good. Like I want to have, an event where you show me everything and I am hyped as hell, and now I finally have all the information.
That's what E3 used to be. E3 used to be like, hey, this is our game that's coming out later this year. the developers walk up on stage, they play you a trailer, and then they stand up there and live play through a gameplay demo of their game. And then afterwards, all the media outlets, all the players get to line up and get to play it and give their opinions. We don't do that anymore.
That's the point of a conference. We could go on forever about
Seriously.
this.
Seriously. So, compared to E3 last year versus this all, and I get most of this digital thing was because of COVID, but there was just way too much for way too little.
I
Like,
think it's just proving the fact that we didn't need to do E3 and we didn't need to keep doing these conferences. We don't need to keep doing these things because they're not helpful at all.
it really isn't. Like, just release your trailer online. We'll watch it. It's a trailer, it's nothing of actual importance. So, the PS5, it was, I think, the second or third state of play that we finally got to see what the PlayStation looked like for the first time.
Do we know how much it costs?
Nope, we still don't know how much it costs. We
And
still don't know when
Xbox
it's coming
is
out either.
But yeah, and Xbox and PlayStation are doing this weird console battle war thing where no one wants to say anything because I feel like they have two different prices. Like, you know what I mean? And they're just waiting for the other one to do it so that way they can just announce the one.
Yeah, well, so a couple weeks ago, Xbox dropped that the Xbox Series X is coming out on November 10th. And then but they hadn't stated a price yet. And then within the past week, we'll cover this more in depth as it develops too later this week. It got leaked, and the quote Lockhart officially got leaked. So now we know that the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S will both be coming out on November 10th, and the X will be $499, which is pretty much what everyone's expected, and the S will be $299. It's like
That's
the memes are great. It's like a narrower version, and it has like almost like a speaker looking thing on it.
right.
Still rocking the next gen specs, but for half the price, basically.
How do what's the drawback? What do you get less of?
Less storage. It has
Yeah, but
it doesn't
external drives are
it doesn't
far less expensive.
well, they have a new proprietary plug for external drives, which
Are
also
you
got leaked.
serious?
So their proprietary plug, they will be shipping a SSD, 1 terabyte SSD external drive that you could purchase. Uh, guess who they partnered with for the SSD drive?
Who?
Guess.
Is it a big name or is it a smaller one?
It's a big name. Only big names.
Is it Samsung?
No, that was my first guess
Western
too.
Digital.
No,
Is it Western Digital?
no,
Crucial?
no.
Who the hell?
Seagate.
Why does it cost any money at all? Are you serious?
You want to
Seagate?
you want to know how much that external hard drive costs?
Oh, please rock my world with how nice Seagate is.
$200.
Why? Anything Seagate should not be $200. I love how I like went through the list of like top tier sort of,
Oh yeah.
memory storage.
I told when my buddy informed me of this, I told him if it's not Samsung, Toshiba, or Crucial, it's not even worth or Sabrent now. It's not even worth my time. Western Digital SSD isn't even worth my time. Like Samsung is the player right now in SSD with Crucial and Sabrent, right on their heels. But yeah, Seagate and $200? Like,
No.
come on.
What
Come on.
for a 1 terabyte?
Yeah. Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
The Series X will be coming with 512 SSD on board. So it comes with a moderate amount of space, but it's only, even though it's a proprietary cable, it's only like a matter of weeks before other companies reverse engineer the cable and start selling their own drives.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just a cable that you need, you can find some sort of
It may not
adapter.
We don't know the exact details. It may not be a cable. It could be like
Like the input.
yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
so good on Xbox. They're going to be cornering that entry level console market. I mean, $299 for basically, a newer version of the Xbox One with upgraded specs. That's the price of the Nintendo Switch.
That's crazy.
So that was a really smart decision by them. And now everyone's sitting
Yeah.
around like, Sony, what you got for us?
I've seen I've seen a meme, it was great. It was like a Family Guy episode where they're at like the Price is Right and it's Xbox, it says 4.99 and the lady next to him says like 4.98 and the person's just like F you.
You
And that's
mean
exactly how this
you
is going to
mean the
be.
meme I sent you like 30 minutes ago?
Did you send that to me? Oh my god. You should push something on your
Oh, you want me to push
yeah.
something? I'll push something
Yeah.
for you. How about that? Is that what you wanted?
It was well deserved.
Okay. I'm glad you feel you earned that. But so the console wars have kind of been raging back and forth, and at the end of the day, people just get what you want. Like, you don't need to bash other people for not wanting what you want. And so what? Like, console wars are so like 2011. It's not even a thing anymore.
It's
Xbox
not.
Xbox has moved beyond console with their xCloud and their Game Pass, and they're now integrating with PC. So the console is just another way for them to support players. They just want to support players. Meanwhile, Sony is sticking to their guns and doubling down on consoles and exclusive titles, which good on them. They have
They
good
do that
they
well.
they do well. They could do it better, but they do it well. And it's, they need to announce something. Like
I mean,
we're 2 months.
yeah.
We're like actually like 2 months.
I forgot everything I was about to say. Wow.
That's okay. We got to move on anyway.
Yeah, we do.
One of the other big stories that kind of just was mega depressing, but also a serious wake up call that's just kind of been ongoing all summer was it kind of started to kick off with BLM, which was happening, the same time as LGBTQ, awareness, pride, all that.
IA plus, Jamie.
I don't, I don't
I
care.
know.
We have this discussion all the time. It's
So many times.
a community that built itself to be a counter community that has become cliquier than the community that it wanted to leave.
Yes.
So, anyway, so all that was going on. So everyone was kind of, dealing with that and, racism. And so then we get into just the systemic, I guess is the best word, systemic sexual harassment within gaming. And boy, was it bad.
Honestly, just name a company. You're probably on it. You'll find someone. There are so many. When we're going through our notes, it was just like every single week there was like 3 people. Um
The
I
real,
just
go for it.
no, I mean, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead what you were going to say.
I mean, what really kicked it off was Say No to Rage. Someone, a victim, wrote, some stuff about him. He came out, made a not so great apology video that he deleted within 24 hours. Again, not great. And then it kind of spiraled from there that more people started coming out on Twitch. There's been some long standing issues with Twitch streamer Alinity. Um, she seems to consistently have issues with showing parts of her body on stream uh, very often or doing very suggestive things. But she claims they're always accidental. But there's definitely a pattern. Pokimane was in the crossfire as well. And so Twitch was like, well, we're gonna really start cracking down on this. No one's going to escape. You know, no what we're not gonna rule out anybody. Pro Syndicate caught some fire. There was some serious issues of harassment and racism at Mixer, which after that came out, like days later, Mixer was completely shut down. Like no one saw that coming. And that
Yeah, that
rocked,
was just overnight.
yeah, that rocked a lot of people's worlds, especially after Mixer signed some huge deals. Uh,
$1,000,000 deals.
yeah, just to let those people basically go.
Oh,
And then during all this as well, Dr. Disrespect receives a air quote mystery ban, but we'll get to that down below later. Chris Avalone was also accused, the creator, I guess, or CEO of
one
Cards
of the
Against Humanity.
yeah, one of the guys that helped create it because it was a band of friends, right?
Yeah,
And so one of them, they had just funneled him away from everyone. He was being misogynistic, racist, things like that, and sexual harassment. And so they just decided to funnel him away into a small sector with limited. Um,
interaction with people.
Thank you. Yeah. So that's the way that everything seems to be dealt with.
Yeah, I think the biggest company to take a hit was Ubisoft. They had just widespread issues with misogynism, racism, and sexual harassment. So their top, their
It's the French company, the French Ubisoft,
yes,
that was having the main problems.
most of the people let go were management at headquarters, Ubisoft Paris, but there was still
Yeah.
people in other parts, Montreal and the US that also got let go across a variety of teams. But a lot of their top management got cleaned out, including their lead creative director, Sergio. Some I can't remember his last name.
Yeah. And oh god, not humanities. Who am I thinking of? Their human resources person. Their like head of human resources
Oh,
also stepped down. You know it's bad when your head of human resources steps down. But
I
it,
feel like when you're cleaning house like that though, they're probably like, this all happened under your watch. You gotta step down. Like, even
yeah,
if you weren't
you can't
complicit.
you can't hold meetings in strip clubs. Like I don't uh,
Yeah, and the fact that they were very anti-women when it came to gaming, like they were just actively shutting down any project that had a female protagonist, even though players were choosing the female protagonist hand over foot than the male protagonist. So it was a huge issue there. And then the Assassin's Creed Valhalla creative director had to step down because news came out about him of having affairs with women in the gaming community while he was married, and or maybe it wasn't him, but it was someone else on the Valhalla team as well. And just oh my goodness, it was that I again we can't keep track of it because there was so many different people, so many
yeah,
different
but if
people.
you wanna hey, if you wanna go through our notes, it is all online. So you can go through every one of our notes and track it yourself. So if you're really interested, you can read all the articles.
Yeah, yeah, the articles will do better justice than we can, with all the unfortunate, gruesome details. The U.S. Army was out there. I said harassing players, but they were trying to recruit gamers through Twitch. Um, E3 posted that wonderful sexist article about
Games for girls,
yeah,
games
game
for women,
top games for women. Number
and it was like
one was
Tetris.
no Sudoku.
Oh yeah, and then there was like the Kim Kardashian one on there.
And Solitaire, and they managed to get Overwatch on there, but it was like number 10 out of 25. Like
Yeah, and I think Sims was on there, which is like, all right,
Sims, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. Sims has a very, very strong female following.
it does. Yeah,
But they didn't include League of Legends. League of Legends has a huge female community.
I
They
just
completely
don't.
ignored shooters.
Yeah, I just don't understand how being a chick means that you like different. If I'm a tactical person, I want to play tactical shooters. If I like creative mode, I want to play creative games. Like I don't fucking understand. Kim Kardashian, I feel insulted.
I think you should feel insulted on that one.
Oh
Uh,
god.
so that was quite a thing. And then Ubisoft was back at it again just the previous week with launching Elite Squad, and that having, I guess, accidental air quote like BLM stuff included with their, I the Umbra name is a stretch because Umbra literally just means shadow, but when it was associated with the like had people protesting and with the Black Lives Matters
Fists.
fist,
Yeah.
then
And
we have
having them labeled as the terrorists, like, probably not the best move.
some issues. Um so yeah,
Could you
that
make it any more obvious, sir?
I don't know how I don't know how, as they were getting ready to release this, as BLM is going on, that no one was like, that looks familiar.
Yeah, that had to go through, like, creative teams. Like, a whole team of creative people had to come up with this logo design, send it over to the coders. Coders had to program this inside the game. Like, how no one was like, "Hmm, this looks awfully familiar.
Well, and you're forgetting
This
about
is
all the directors
simple."
that had to approve it.
It's like being like, "Oh, this symbol, these squiggly lines with this it's red and black with a white circle. Oh, I wonder what this is." It's like
Yeah,
friggin'
yeah. So Doctor Disrespect, he got a ban out of the blue on Twitch, like a permanent ban. Just one day midstream, he was gone. And he was off for days, and he still claims not to know why. He's now ended up on YouTube since then, but nobody seems to still know, or if they are knowing, they aren't sharing. And
well, because he's gonna be taking legal action, that's why he won't say anything.
we all know that when Twitch hands out a ban, they're pretty clear about why and how long and all that, because you get a nice little email from them. We mentioned that Mixer got shut down. Microsoft made the decision during COVID to shut down all their Microsoft stores. And I think COVID has just helped people realize that and, kind of really push forward those shifts to online, those shifts to all digital games, the shift to streaming, just across gaming and just tech in general.
Yeah, I mean, even Ubisoft, so they're no longer going to have discs in their collector's edition, which is a little bit sad, but
I'm
it
I'm
seems
s-
like that's the way.
I'm sad about the collector's editions because one of the big sellers in those for me is those sweet steel books.
Right? And that's the whole reason I pre-ordered Valhalla on PlayStation 4, 5 or 4, 4, I guess. And not on PC because I wouldn't get the steelbook. So,
Now she has to rebuy it when she
I have to rebuy it. Yeah, I do.
PC. So that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Halo Infinite also was revealed during one of the Xbox conferences and received a lot of praise and a lot of backlash. And that's since been delayed until next year. And
Yeah.
343 is undergoing major staffing changes at
Yeah.
most likely in response.
Oh yeah, people lost their jobs from that.
Yeah. And then probably the biggest story of the last month has been the Epic Games slash Fortnite versus Apple. And for those of you that haven't followed that, basically Epic Games inserted a payment option that circumvented the Apple App Store, violating Apple's terms of use for the store. So Apple pulled Fortnite offline, and that Epic immediately, same day, which means it was premeditated and they had it prepared, filed a lawsuit against Apple and claiming all sorts of things. Well, Apple has, Google has since sided with Apple on this and has pulled Fortnite from their store. Microsoft has sided with Epic because Microsoft's a little upset about xCloud not being allowed, which respect understandable. xCloud should be on there. And it's not for even remotely the same reason. So, Epic keeps trying to say that they're the champion of change and freedom among platforms, yet they're doing the exact opposite with their business practices. And, they're the evidence that Apple has submitted to the courts has basically undermined Epic's argument because there's evidence, there's emails of them asking for special financial arrangements, which we know all businesses do that. The obvious example with Apple is Amazon. Amazon had some deals in there. Sure. Um, so I can get wanting the special deal, but having the little breakdown like that, it's
And saying on, Twitch and whatnot, or not Twitch, saying on Twitter that we never asked for a special deal, and they release all these emails saying that you're doing all
well, and
these.
they're posting videos and they're doing hashtags and they're basically weaponizing their audience. Meanwhile, their audience is suffering, and the courts are continuing to side with Apple over and over and over to the point where Epic,
It's in their terms of conditions.
yeah, Epic has been completely removed from iOS. That the only thing that they're allowed to continue to support uh, for Apple devices is Unreal Engine because that would affect other developers.
Yeah. And all the what they wanted to do, right, was to have games being sold in their app. And
No, they wanted people to be able to purchase V-Bucks in the Fortnite app without having to go through the App Store, so Apple wouldn't get their 30% cut.
there it is.
Microsoft just wants people to be able to stream their games in one app, and Apple wants each game submitted as a separate app.
Which it makes sense on Apple's platform and why it's so compact and streamlined the way that it is.
Apple, well, we had a great discussion with Captain Logan about this. I highly recommend you guys go listen to that chat room from I think 2 weeks ago. But the big thing I think is Epic's in the wrong. Nothing you can say can convince me that Epic is not wrong here. But I think it's time that Apple needs to revise the rules that they wrote back in 2007 when they introduced the Apple Store and the iPhone. I think 13 years we've had a lot of changes uh in technology and the world and everything. We need some updates, I think.
Good point.
Brennan, tell us about the some of the top game releases from the summer.
Top game releases that you hopefully heard of. Last of Us 2, which came out and got a lot of mixed reviews. Um, Jamie and I talked about doing a review at the end of the year where we go a little bit more in depth about these games and which ones did well and which ones did not. And then maybe we'll even go further into how long they did well for or whatnot. And then Ghost of Tsushima, which came out and looks absolutely beautiful. Nothing ever wrong with it. And honestly, I want to get it so bad. The photo mode is just absolutely insane. You get to pet little foxes. Anyways, so good. Fall Guys, which random indie game has been doing so freaking well, taken over absolutely all of the PC world. I don't understand.
Not
They're
just
super cute.
not just PC world. It's taken over video gaming.
You know what the funny thing is? I saw a great meme and it was what is the other one? The little we tried to play it together and found out that we just could not find each other in the
Among
server.
Us.
Among Us. And so it was companies that are like, "Oh, look at my new game that's running in 8K at this many frames." And then all these indie developers are like, you know, seeing people go, "Wee."
Pretty much. Which Among Us actually hit 1 million concurrent players over the weekend.
It's such a I mean, people just like fun games. It doesn't have to be crazy. UFC 4 came out, and that did surprisingly well over the last few games where they did okay, and they revised their control system so everything is a lot easier and more streamlined, which needed to happen. And people have been doing some weird things, and the creative fighter, like making a Wookiee, was pretty spot on. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
the Wookiee was good.
Yeah. Microsoft Flight Simulator is now our new Crisis. It's insane to run, super cool. Uh,
People are finding themselves on their balcony sunbathing nude because that's when
yeah.
like
It's crazy the way that it renders in, and you can have real time traffic. So the planes and everything that's real time.
someone's already modded it and added a walking Godzilla.
Stop. Can it catch planes?
I don't think so, but it should.
Oh, it'd be so good. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remastered came out looking beautiful, being as amazing as it was. however many years ago, 10 years ago, probably
20 over
20
20
years.
years ago.
Jesus. And finally, Marvel's Avengers, which, eh, eh,
Mixed.
it's a yeah,
We talked
it's
about
another superhero movie
I
or video game.
Yeah, I had a good conversation with that about that with Dave Chafins on our last episode. Well, this week's episode. So if you want to hear about that, go talk about that. He's a fan of it. I am not, and we discuss it.
You
He
converse.
Yes, we converse. He's convinced me that it is worth my time, and I conceded that it will be worth my time if it's on sale for 50% off or more.
I could agree to that.
Exactly. I mean, I saw a clip of Captain doing some moves with a shield. I'm like, oh, that's just clean. That's just clean,
Yeah, but that can't be the whole game.
pretty much. So, that's kind of a quick summary. I mean, that's 11 episodes compiled, the big stories compiled into 30 minutes. So, again, use the website. That's going to be the biggest tool now going forward because our notes are on there where we highlight some of the stories and some of our sources. So go there, check that out. You can find specific stories that you want to hear about, and then you can conversely, go and find the episodes you want to listen to, catch up on it.
Ah,
Yeah. So YouTube is up and running. So episodes will be posting on YouTube, so you can listen/watch, I guess, the episodes through there, as well as we're going to try and get out content weekly. A friend of ours is doing video editing for us, so we will be delivering him content as we make it, and then however quickly he can get it back to us, we'll post it. So keep your eyes out for that. We'll be doing let's plays and stuff. The streaming is going to be weird. I keep getting booted off of Twitch, but I'm working on it. Working on the tech side. But Brennan's going to stream at some point. It's
fix all my stuff.
I
Yeah.
know. I know. So, as always, thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed this recap. We'll be doing these every month, so they'll be much better because then we're only covering, like 4 episodes worth of stuff rather than 11. Um, yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna drop in the outro music, and if you want to follow us on social media, you know where to find us. Listen to any episodes. Website's the hub of everything. Everything
So
you
good.
can possibly want is on there. Yeah. We'll see you guys again next week with our regular show. Good luck, have fun, everybody.
And remember, keep your goose loose.